Hi, everyone. I wanted to share a philosophy I'm going to call Black Belt for Networking. And I just want to be clear this is me thinking. This is not me judging. This is not me trying to shape the universe. It's just me trying to figure out how can I help people network better. And one of the things I hear all the time is I tried networking once, it didn't work, or I went to 500 different networking events, didn't find a single client. And one of the things I realized, I started out as a white belt. And again, I don't have the framework fleshed out, but what I want to do is create a little bit of a framework so that people can self assess themselves and say, here's where I am, here's what I need to do in order to improve. So, very quickly, everybody starts with a white belt. This is the beginner mindset. We don't know what we don't know. And quite frankly, we're going to be a little bit dangerous. And a lot of people start here and they're very transactional and they're always looking to receive. The focus, the language is on networking. We use terms like prospect, lead. Um, it's very beginner because we haven't refined it. And then as we develop our skill set and we learn some basic, intermediate, and advanced networking skills, we grow from a yellow belt to an orange belt to a green belt. And I'm using martial arts because I love the way that we go from a complete beginner up to master, and there's a deliberate plan. And I think that's one of the biggest things missing in networking. Those that don't know what they don't worry about getting better. And those who know what they don't know and want to get better don't necessarily know where to go next or where to start. Um, my networking journey was random and just sheer dumb luck in a lot of cases. And what I realized as I grew and evolved, it went from being transactional to relational. It was about the relationship, not the transaction. And by the way, if you get good relationships, you get way more transactions. And if you maintain that relationship, the transactions keep coming. And I think I've heard it in many ways, but The Go Giver by Bob Burg and John David Mann had the biggest impact. If we're giving, we're more likely to succeed because if we're giving, the universe gives back. And I can't remember the quote source, but somebody told me once, you can't outgive the universe. Whereas if you're receiving, you are always focused on what's in it for me. So once we have the skill set, then we're going to start to develop some tools. When you're a beginner networker, maybe a few business cards, maybe an email, that's all you need. But as you grow, you're going to need things like relationship management software, you're going to need content software, you're going to need different tools. And so you're going to build out a tool set going from basic to intermediate to advanced. And so that takes us from our blue belt to the purple belt to the brown belt. And by the way, there's no test, nobody's assessing you. I'm just creating a framework and I'm going to share sort of the things I think people need to know. I'm looking forward to feedback on that. And then once we've got to the brown belt, we've become pretty good at the tool set. We're pretty good with the skill set. The next level is focusing on the mindset. And you'll notice here we go from the common word of networking, we start to focus on connecting. And at some point, we start to talk about serving. And this is, I believe, the prerequisite to becoming a master networker, a master connector. You have to have a mindset and a heart of service. So, the red belt, we're going to focus on mastery of skills, gear, and we're going to learn mindset. And then finally, once we get to the black belt, forgive the typo there. There's a couple, but this is first draft. I wanted to get out to the world. The black belt focuses on mastery, and only I think once we get to black belt, once we master our mindset and serve others, can we start to grow. So, like martial arts, the black belt is both a journey, destination. Sorry, it's a destination and it's the beginning of the next journey. And that's what martial arts signifies. Most disciplines have multiple levels of black belt. The reason is once we get to this level and we start serving others, this is where we start to learn and refine our mastery. So I hope that was useful, and I would love some feedback as I build this out. My goal is this becomes something that, every new business can receive as a gift from a friend. They can start their business with the certainty of knowing that they've got the network they need to succeed. So thank you for listening, and I love your feedback.